I'm from Los Angeles, California. My city is South Central. I was born and raised here. And TimeDone, we operate in 5 different states right now. We're in California. We are in Ohio. So if some of you on here from Ohio, we want to shout y'all out. We want to shout out Texas. We want to shout out Pennsylvania. We want to shout out Michigan. And if I forgot you, I'm shouting you out anyway. So thank you for joining the call. And today, the first thing that we want to update all of our TimeDone members on is if you have not joined TimeDone, we want you to go to timedone.org right now and join and become a member because it's holiday season. And when you become a member of TimeDone, you get access. Access is one of our perks where you get a lot of savings from different stores that you go to, like Old Navy, Old Navy and, grocery stores, fast food places, Domino's, Pizza Hut, all those different places, you'll get some savings. You'll get a certain percentage off because you're a TimeDone member. So I just want to let y'all know that this does work really well because last night, I was thinking, okay, Black Friday about to come up, holidays are about to come up. I need to go to the places where the savings are, right? And it popped in my head, you have access. So I went on, the website to access and I bought so much stuff. Like I bought 4 pairs of boots, $20 each from Macy's from access. All right. So it's real. So I'm not just telling y'all that. We're not just telling y'all that just to blow smoke. Like it's hella real. So right now, if you register for the call and you're on the call, you are about to get a text message. When you get that text message, I want you to click the text message and fill out the information so that you can get an email and you're going to join access so you can take advantage of the Black Friday savings that's going on in all the great stores so y'all can be able to, cut some corners on them pockets in that bag, right? So we could be able to, put some money in our pockets for the holidays because they coming up and them savings are real. Even at the grocery store, you guys will be able to get savings from access. So, ready, set, go. Y'all about to get the text message. Like I said, make sure you click the link in the text message. It's going to take you to a page that's going to ask you for some information. Fill out that information. It only takes less than 30 seconds to fill it out. You're going to receive an email. Check your email because it gives you instructions on how to access those coupons. If you don't click the link and if you don't fill out the information, you won't get the access. So that's why I'm walking you guys through it right now. We want you to get that access and we want you to be able to get those savings. So if you've gotten the text message, I want you to click it. I want you to fill out the information and I want you to check your email so that you can make sure that you get access for this holiday season. All right? Cool. So next on the agenda, we want to talk about the election. Now, the elections was really crazy, nail-biting, on the edge of your seat, of course. And one of the greatest things that came out, in the elections is that a lot of the states that were blue flipped to blue, which is good and a lot of times in favor of a lot of the reform stuff that we are working on in those specific states. For example, in Arizona, I believe was red, if I'm not mistaken, and it flipped to blue. And so that just means that he defeated it was Katie Hobbs that defeated the Katie Hobbs is a Democrat that defeated the Republican Carrie Lake, and now we have a blue state. So when we want to go into Arizona and talk about, reform, we have a little bit of, backing from people who know how big reform is in those states, where progressively when it's red, they're against reform a lot of times. I'm not going to say it's always like that, but sometimes it's like that. So if you're in Arizona, woohoo for your blue state. All right. So if you are in Illinois, the Democratic Governor Pritzker sailed to victory in Illinois with a significant margin. The Democratic legislators who had supported the Omnibus Safety Act, the Safety Act, which abolished cash bail, prevailed despite a multi-million-dollar campaign to make them seem soft on crime. So if there was any reform happening in Illinois, they wanted to use the narrative that if you pass any reform bills, that's going to help people not have to serve a bunch of time in jail or to have access to get out by, taking away cash bail, and making it easier for people to be able to get out, then you're soft on crime. So thank God that narrative was wiped out and the Democrats increased their supermajority in the legislature. So hand clap for that. If you are in Michigan, Democratic Governor Whitmer defeated her Republican opponent handily, despite last-minute polls that said the race will be very close. For the first time in 40 years, the Michigan House and Senate turned from red to blue. Democrats now have a super slim majority in Michigan, but we got something. So something sometimes is better than nothing. Shout out to Michigan on flipping blue. Ohio Republican Governor Mike DeWine was reelected to another term, and the state legislature increased its Republican supermajority. So Ohio stayed red, Florida stayed red, and the next one is Pennsylvania. If you're in Pennsylvania, Attorney General and Democratic Josh Shapiro defeated Republican State Senator Doug Mastriano to replace outgoing Democratic Governor Tom Wolf. The state Senate remains Republican, while the White House is likely to turn blue with a one-vote majority. We will get more information on Pennsylvania, but we already know Pennsylvania turned blue. Thank you, and that's big, right? In Texas. Incumbent Republican Governor Abbott easily defeated Democrat Beto O'Rourke, and the legislature got more red. We already know Texas is red, but we are hopeful in the future that Texas will turn blue because we are going to party up, right? Party up. And we also want to go ahead and talk about, this wasn't passed during November, but it was passed, it was signed. It was a California legislative win where SB Senate Bill 731 expunged records in California for those who have been to prison, except for 290s. So anyone who has a record except 290s, you can qualify to get your record expunged under the Senate Bill 731, which was signed by Governor Gavin Newsom a couple weeks ago. Implementation of this bill will start next year. And if you are a TimeDone member, we will definitely keep you up to date on anything happening around 731, any actions, all the court documents that you're going to need. Anything that you're going to need, it's important that you become a TimeDone member because we're going to make sure that you stay up to date because we're leading, we led in getting the bill passed. We're going to lead in making sure that our people, get free, right? So the next thing about SB 731 is that if you did commit a crime and it did not result in a prison sentence, your record qualifies to get sealed. If you committed a crime and it did not result in a prison sentence, your record could get sealed. That is amazing, right? No one in this country has been able to pass a bill so progressive and which will, basically provide people freedom to get things off of their record, to move forward with their lives, to not have to feel the burden of barrier after barrier after barrier, to not have to feel the burden of being faced with all the different collateral consequences that come to a felony conviction. If you don't know what collateral consequences are, it's when you fill out an application for a job and they say no because you have a felony on your record. When you try to go for housing and they say no because you have a felony on your record. These are hidden laws that they don't tell you about when you plead guilty to a crime. So if you say, okay, I committed this crime even though you didn't, 40,000 collateral consequences is waiting on you when you take that felony conviction, meaning that even though you're home, you can't get this, can't get this, and can't get that, and you're stuck like in a cycle of poverty because you're free, but because you got a felony on your record, you face so many barriers. So this bill was placed and this bill was fought for by people, you know, who have been inside of systems as well, like myself, and understand the need and understand what it feels like when you have that on your back and you can't get ahead. So we fought this with passion. This just didn't come because it looked pretty. We know what it feels like and we want. So just expounding off that, TimeDone was also created because we wanted our people to understand that you're not alone. So we launched chapters in different states because we knew that it was very important for us to do the same thing that we did in California by passing a sunset bill in all the different states where there's a high incarceration rate. There's a high incarceration rate in Texas. There's a high incarceration rate in Michigan. There's a high incarceration rate in Florida, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and I could go on and on. But we know that those were the states that we needed the most, that we needed that we needed the biggest pieces of legislation to pass. So before we could even get to passing them, we had to find people. So we went and we did TimeDone days where we invited people to barbecues and talked about it. If you haven't been to a TimeDone day, don't trip. You will come to one next year because we're going to make sure we invite you. So come to the cookout, pull up, bring a sandwich, bring a hot dog, bring a pack of chicken, whatever you got, potato salad, and we gonna come together and we gonna talk about what's needed in your specific state. So be ready. You know, we approach this work from passion, and so we want to make sure that we are finding our people and we are making sure that our people have the ability to move from one thing to the next. So not only, you know, is passing legislation important for us that are working in TimeDone, but we want to make sure that our people are set up to, you know, go down the road of generational wealth. How do you get there? You get there by understanding what credit is. How do I get my credit, you know, back on track? How do I get my credit to that 740 or that 800? Well, we provide free credit education, you know, courses, workshops. And if you become a TimeDone member, we will make sure that you attend those workshops. We have personal finance workshops. So if you don't understand what having a bank account means, or if you want to understand how to maximize on using your bank account to start saving, to start understanding what home ownership looks like, you know, or becoming a landlord, we provide that game and that information here at TimeDone too. So those are the perks that you get when you become a TimeDone member. We have, you know, partners with honest jobs. So if you want to get a better job in your state, we'll make sure we plug you into that information. If you want to join a chapter in your specific state, we want you to text info to timedone.org and say join a chapter so that you could be able to take advantage of all these different parts that I just got done talking about, because it's important. It's important, yeah, that we create community. It's important that we create safe havens, but it's also important that we get on our feet before we even talk about passing a bill. You know, if I can't pay my light bill, I don't care about no other bill. You know, and we understand that. We understand that sentiment. So that's why we want to make sure we give you information and referrals that's going to get you to where you need to be, so that we could go ahead and come together and pass and get these legislative wins so that we can make it better for the people who are coming behind us and make our community safer and take down a lot of these barriers that we face with having these old records, having these convictions and not being able to get past these barriers or hurdles so that we can live a life that we feel is deemable to be able to take care of our kids and their families. Y'all with me? So I'm going to come off mute. No, y'all gonna come off mute, and I just want y'all to, again, just everybody say TimeDone on the call, okay? So I'm gonna take y'all off mute, and I want everybody to say TimeDone. And then I'm gonna put y'all on mute, and then I'm gonna have, I'm gonna close us out.
I love it. I love it.
Time done.
I'm done. I'm done. I love this shit.
Time done.
I love it. I love it. The love. Y'all hella lit. Y'all hella lit. Lit. That's what's up. Time done, period. So when y'all see them shirts, y'all know it's real. It's blue shirts with the little baby blue writing and it's got the period at the end. You may think it's period because it's like, oh, that's the new slang. No. Time done, period means end of sentence. You feel me? It's deeper for us. Because when we put that period, that means I came home and I did what y'all asked me to do and I committed that crime and now it's time for my time to be done. And it's time for me to move on. And it's time for me to get what get to the next step in my life. So when we say time done, it's not just a word. Like, it's more like a way of life. You feel me? It's more like us saying that we want all the barriers and them walls to be taken down and removed out of our way because we're done and we're ready to move forward. And we deserve to move forward. Everybody deserves that chance to be able to put your family in a home. Everybody deserves that chance to be able to look at a paycheck with some benefits and feel proud when you walk in that door and you get to buy something that your child really wants because you got a job, because you're not being told no because of your record. Everybody deserves to feel like that. And at time done, we going to work diligently until our eyes close, until our people feel like that. Y'all feel me? So with that being said, I'm going to give y'all 10 minutes back. And I want y'all all to know that y'all all matter. Y'all all human. We love every last one of y'all, whether y'all like it or not. It ain't nothing y'all can do about it. We're going to take everybody off mute for a couple seconds. It's Ingrid Archie, your organizing director for Time Done, and we over and out, baby. Oh, yeah, and don't forget, access. Man, get some savings. Click that link. Fill out that form. Get that email. Get that access so you can save on that Christmas bag. All right? Over and out, y'all. Time done. Period. Time done. California.